Hi, Cindy here. You might know me as Lady of the Forest 444 from my other YouTube channel, where I give messages from my guiding angels that help us all through the awakening process to make things a little bit easier.
And hi, everybody. I'm Colleen. Cindy and I have been friends for 27 years. We met because we were in the same mommy and baby playgroup, and we hit it off right away. But our conversations really quickly turned to spirituality because it just happened that we had both read the same book that basically put us on the very beginning of our spiritual journeys. So we were eager to talk about the information we got from the book and our interpretations of it and that. So started these great conversations that we have. And we have had hundreds and hundreds of conversations over the years that have really helped with our growth and helped us along our path. We've spurred each other along and encouraged each other on our journeys while we tried new things and trying to figure out who we truly are, and honed our belief systems, which sometimes are different and sometimes are the same. And it's kind of surprising we're friends at all because we're very different. We have different personalities and different backgrounds, but somehow it works beautifully. And it's been pivotal on both of our paths. So a couple of years ago, Cindy started bringing her pendulum when we would get together. And we would talk for a while, and then we would get a message from her angels. They would comment on whatever we'd been talking about, maybe give new information to do with it, or totally new information. They've told us about past lives that we've had together and individual past lives and karma that we're working on. And it's just really been helpful. And of course, they were all followed by great conversations after these messages. And it's just helped us along our path and helped us to grow. And a couple of about 6 months ago, my guides started coming in as well and giving us even more information.
Yeah. And recently, I received an inspired thought. And I thought that it would be neat if Colleen and I got together and recorded some of our spiritual conversations, because we have different opinions and because we come to this with different experiences, just as everybody. No two awakenings are the same and no two people experience things the same. I thought it would be really neat to have some of these conversations and share them on YouTube. And the neat thing was, I went to explain this idea to Colleen to see if she was interested. And not only was she interested, but then my angel guides piped in and said that they would like to show up as well, and that there are other beings that have messages that they want to share through this platform.
Yeah, so they added, then one of my guides added that there's a whole lineup of universal beings who want to come in as our guests on this show and talk to you and talk to us at the same time, because this is us getting these messages for the first time as well, and possibly, depending on who comes in, meeting these beings for the first time. So why don't we jump right in with our first guest? Cindy, are you ready? Do you want to turn your camera down and get your pendulum ready? And we'll let our first guest introduce themselves.
Okay, I am. I'm excited. I have no idea. I have no idea who's coming in. I'm going to light my candle, because I always light my candle to bring in my angels, let them know I'm here, let them know I'm ready. They laugh because they say they're always here. They know I'm ready. But I like
we don't need a candle. Anyway. Maybe you do.
Okay. And I will put my glasses on for this part.
I'm excited.
Down a little bit, just so you can see a little bit of what's going on here. I have this for my elbow because it does get tired. Okay, so the pendulum is perfectly still. So this tells me that it's someone else, not my angels, that is here. This is a being of light from a galaxy where you and others on Earth are connected to a stream of love energy that is unique. My galaxy is sending love energy to Earth for a specific purpose. We are sending love energy to Earth with an imprint that is specific to my galaxy. This energy imprint is one of a multitude of love energy imprints being sent to Earth now. My galaxy's energy imprint has a special purpose. In my galaxy, there are beings who have been around since the beginning of all that is. You will be interested to understand that in a short period of time, Earth and its people will become reunited with all that is. Earth is the only planet in all that is that has no understanding of all that is. Earth and its people may believe in all that is, but what is happening now is that Earth and its people are beginning to become aware of all that is in a real and tangible way, beyond just believing. As Earth and its people begin to awaken to who they truly are, people on Earth will become who they truly are. And the awareness around all that is will become clear. We and others in the universe are sending energy to Earth to allow people to begin to become familiar with our energy imprint, so that people on Earth will be able to recognize our energy imprint once again and awaken their memories of all that is. Okay, and with that, they're done.
Well, thank you to our guest for that message.
Yes. While they were talking, what I was imagining, what I was thinking, what it reminded me of was, you know, like they would say that when the ships first came across the ocean, the people didn't see the ships because they'd never seen a ship before. And so their brain didn't know what to do with it. And so they literally, they just didn't see the ships until, of course, they're right there and you can't avoid them anymore. That's how it felt. It's like they're streaming this energy towards us that has the imprint of their galaxy and other places around all that is, so that we can learn to see that again, you know, like in
Okay.
that way, like, because it's so new, we have to sort of get used to that energy before we can begin to actually see it and feel it in the same way as those ships. Like, anyway, it felt to me like those were kind of connected.
I get it. So just by being exposed to it, we're going to then be able to see it.
Yes.
The more we're, so there's nothing we really have to do to try and see it.
No.
Right? Because yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's how it felt.
I find it interesting. Like you've had lots of messages, or we have, about Earth being so special.
Yes.
And so watched. But I don't know. I guess in the past, as these beliefs have honed, like I kind of thought that there would be other planets that were evolving the same as we were. And then yet I've also had information or downloads that, you know, the concept you and I have talked about where this is a play or a, you know, theater or whatever, like that maybe we are the only one, but we're getting more and more messages that we are the big, I guess, experiment or project or whatever. Yeah. And they're all watching and helping and, you know.
Yeah. So that's how they've explained it to me, is that Earth was an experiment, and they've tried this experiment in the past and it failed. But then they brought in like the highest, most,
yep,
like the highest energy beings to be on Earth. And this time it succeeded. It succeeded because the experiment was that we're born with the free will to choose light or darkness. We're born on a blank slate. We have no memory of where we come from. And it's to see, will we choose the light? And we have. You see, other planets in all that is, other places in all that is, when they're born, because they're born too, and they go through growth processes and learnings and all that. The difference is all those other places, they retain their knowledge of who they truly are. They come in with their light intact. We come in on a blank slate. And the point is for us to choose the light. And the way they've explained it to me is that because when we choose the light from a blank slate, that light that we create is more powerful than anything else out there. And so, and it somehow benefits all that is, creating this incredible light.
Yes, and I think it's that we're creating something new, right? We've talked about the term light makers, or I was told I'm a light bringer. And so I think we're creating a whole brand new light, starting from this basically blank slate, right? Like we're the only ones who don't know what's going on. And yet we're creating, I think, new light.
Yes.
That's evolving the planet. I wonder if we can ask a question, but I'll talk to you about it first. So these galaxies that are streaming this energy to us, and sorry, I typed the notes and I just need to look
fine.
for a second. That are these beings of light who are streaming this light to us to like help us, or their imprints or whatever. What you just talked about this new experiment that was Earth, this like blank slate idea where we don't know what's going on. I mean, we've talked about how this was seeded, just to use the term, especially this is the part where we differ in where we came from, or where we believe we came from, that Earth was seeded with all these souls, right? Or these that became humans going through all of these lifetimes. So these galaxies, or these places that are sending this light to us, are they, like, is one of those where I'm from? Are they the beings of light from which we were seeded, and then they're helping us? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Okay. I will ask and see what comes through. Well, you've asked. I don't have to repeat it.
That's okay.
Okay, so the pendulum is still. This is a being from another place in all that is. And I have some information that may shed light upon your question. Earth was indeed seeded, as you say, with many beings from around all that is. In past versions of Earth, we invited anyone who wanted to experience the experiment to incarnate. However, in this version of the experiment that has succeeded wildly, we invited the highest vibrational beings from all places within all that is to incarnate. And yes, all these places are now streaming their love energy imprint to Earth. And people are awakening to their own true selves. The energy imprints are helping people to feel the energy from their own home. There are a number of different places involved. Your place of home, Colleen, is being one of the most involved places that seeded earth. Your home is highly involved in this experiment. I am from your home. We are very close friends at home. I am Big Bertha.
Hi, Big Bertha.
I have one last message. You will be able to understand more about your origins over the next few messages. And those who resonate with your home energy will also begin to understand more about your home energy. Your home energy is not Lemuria, but your home energy is linked with Lemuria more strongly than it is linked to Earth. Okay, so she's done. And now I know that some people call it Lemuria, but I prefer Lemuria, and my angels have said that it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go with what I like. So yes, that was lovely.
Yes. I've had lots of downloads about Lemuria as well, and that's how it's pronounced, like in my whatever I'm getting is a download.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's even country names on Earth are
Tomato.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Bertha. So Big Bertha is one of my guides that had been coming in during Cindy and my chats. That's been coming in for about the last 6 months, and is my, I think, oldest friend. She said that we grew up together and learned together, and that she's been with me through all of my lifetimes. And you know what? When you were talking before she said who she was, I had that same warm feeling. I was rushing like crazy, like goosebumps or whatever, you know. And when she's talking about my home, like I'm wondering if others who are watching get the same feeling maybe as they were getting the message about their own home place, watching and sending in energy, and they're watching us like it's like parents watching their kid grow, or you know what I mean. And there was a feeling of that, and a feeling of love for home, you know.
Exactly, yes. And people will feel that energy coming through. Like they said, that's what they're doing. They're streaming, all these places of home are streaming their energy to Earth for us to all feel and allow it to awaken something within us.
Yeah.
That allows us to recognize and then see home.
So it's like a different vibration or frequency or language or, you know, whatever. And that's why everybody's awakening is different.
Exactly.
That's why people have different opinions of, even you and I, like of what it is and how things work and where we're from and what we're here to do. And because we're each getting a different, or it wouldn't be each, but groups of us or whatever. We are getting different messages and signals and vibrations, and, you know,
exactly.
And we are resonating with that which we are meant to receive.
Yes.
So cool. I love
And
it.
like for you and I, that's why for us, like I'm not from where you're from. And so I feel very differently. And when this comes in, all the Lemuria stuff, I find it fascinating, but it's not home for me. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah. And we know it has been, there's been a deep resonance with Lemuria for me as we've been talking about it and getting messages about it, but it's still kind of been gray or whatever for me about what exactly Lemuria is or was or whatever. You can't even research it because there's so many different,
Oh yeah.
interpretations. But I know there's a resonance, and that's interesting that it's not exactly that I am like right from Lemuria, but it's involved somehow.
Exactly. Yes. And where you're from is more involved with Lemuria than you are with Earth.
Yeah.
And where I'm from has been involved with Earth since the beginning of Earth.
Yes.
And I feel that, like, for me, it's all about Earth. And
And not so much for me. Like when we
yeah.
first started talking about back like quite a while ago about seeding and other galaxies and how it might have all started and that sort of thing. Like we had different ideas,
Yeah.
and I was much more interested in what's out there or whatever, wherever it is, than and where it came from and how I started and that sort of thing, than in the actual earthly matters.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's cool how just like how we're so different and we work together so well and our energy matches so well. Same idea and same messages we've had about people who will, I mean, there'll be some of you out there who will resonate more with what Cindy's saying about more earthly, raising the vibration of the earth and healing the earth and all these sort of things. And I've been more about wanting to make contact. And I think that the people out there, drop us in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you resonate with and how you feel about the different, concepts that have been presented here.
Yeah, and any questions that you might have, because apparently there is a lineup of universal beings ready to answer your questions. So drop those in the comments as well, and we will gather them up, and we might even have a session where it's just questions and we try to get answers for you. So I'm super looking forward to all of this and how this is going to unfold. It's blowing my mind, and it's quite a journey, quite a ride, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, angels and universal beings, for your wonderful knowledge.
Yes, I could talk about this all day.
Yes.
But I think we'll wrap up for now, and we'll be back really soon to talk to you and to bring in our next guests with our universal beings of light who want to talk to you. So thanks for joining us, and bye for now.
Have a great day.